All right, guys, welcome back to the Cross and Pro Show. Man, it's been a minute, brother.
Yeah, man, where the fuck you been? I've been just sitting here waiting for you backstage for weeks. Where like it's all this is 100% on you, man. This was all your fault. Every bit of it was your fault. You fell asleep the other night. Like, dude, get it together, man. God,
I'm not the
I'm
I'm
carrying
not
my
the big
back's
movie
hurting
star
from
now.
carrying the team.
Uh, uh, so um, so we've been gone for probably a little over a week, trying to get our
Like
schedules
you.
together. So and then while we're trying to get our schedules together, Pro becomes this movie star now. He's doing all these films. So
Tired, man. That was my last. That was my last acting gig for a while. So I got I got to go focus on like other parts of life for like a month. But yeah, man, I really have no fucking desire to act. Like like people were like, hey, do you want to like be a waiter in one scene? Like, yeah, absolutely. But then it was just like, well, do you want to like act? And it was just like, no, I absolutely fucking don't. I almost did, and then I was just like, I really don't have any desire to do that. I'm a fat boy. I don't want to play fat boy roles. I'm not gym taking care of my body and shit like that. Like I'm not ponying up money for headshots and demo reels and shit like that. Like it just wasn't. Oh man, yeah, it just wasn't for me. Like it's cool. I respect the fuck out of the people who can do it, but like I just can't. I can't even manage my money well enough to be able to make money in that way. There's no way. Like these people do all this. Like it's hard work. I commend everybody making it work. I also just want to act.
uh, what's
Not
up,
that I
Fred?
can. Not saying I can. Not saying I was good, but I
Right.
don't.
But, I saw the behind the scenes pics from the film you were just in. Was it White Poison?
So yeah, that was Heather Fraley's OIF entry and also her directorial debut, which she did wonderful. It's really
Right.
funny because I don't know if I've ever been on set with a director. I mean, I've been on like I don't know 10 or 15 sets at this point. I don't know if I've ever had a director, heard our director tell people what they want, tell somebody what she wants politely, like direct
Right.
it, shoot it, whatever. And she's like, no, perfect. Thank you guys. Like every single time she thanked everybody after every single scene, I'm pretty sure. And it was like genuine. I definitely noticed that. I was like, yeah, I don't think there's ever been a director I so far I've come across that's been as like cordial and nice and like actually like you're doing something for them. Like other people, like they
Right.
forget that like you're doing something for them kind of, but she like, as a director, everybody there for, basically free on a Sunday. Like, she was like, that says a lot about someone.
Right. But it looked like you guys are having a great time. Is that a western?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a Western. It was really cool. It's like for me, anytime you get to dive into Fantasyland a little bit, it's a good time. Like, so to be in the setting we were at, like, I don't want to give away too much, but like,
Right.
just the setting and the theme, like a period piece type thing. Like, it's cool to go back in time a little bit, little
Right.
time robbers. Even like for me, I don't know, going to Disney World, yeah, the rides are cool, but like personally, I like the theme stuff. Like, I like the fact that like I'm in this little city that's shaped like a Disney city. Like, I don't really give a fuck. Like you could take me to like anywhere. Take me to like a Lord of the Rings one, like a Harry Potter. Like I don't even never even read the Harry Potter books, but I bet that Harry Potter universe and
Right.
Universal is fucking sick. Like those themes, those set pieces like that just get me.
Right. And I think the same way of like these time period movies like Game of Thrones and Vikings.
Yeah.
Uh, and particularly to me, it would be kind of weird to be able to be on a set that's like back in that far
Yeah.
back in time, and then and then step right back into reality with all the technology and you
Yeah.
know
I'm a goon, so of course, I make all your little jokes like, "Oh man, you a time traveler? You got a cell phone?" Little stupid things like that. But
right.
what are you gonna do? I actually, we're talking about like theme things. That was like the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Like
Hmm.
I was just like awestruck watching that in the movie theaters. Probably like either a teen, preteen, somewhere around there, maybe a teen, but like theme setting wise, I like they nailed that movie aesthetically and everything like that. Like it was just like they really sucked you into like that pirate magistry.
Right.
Whatever.
It's funny because I love time period movies. I like Spartacus and the whole Games of Thrones, the Vikings, Rome. I've been watching this new series called The Chosen.
I've heard of that. I haven't seen it. I heard of it.
So The Chosen is on I think it's on Amazon Prime, but it's like surrounding like all the people who follow Christ.
Okay.
So I actually have on March 2nd, I have a Ginger Chrisman that's going to be on the show. I'm actually going to try to get her on this show too, but she's currently in the Jesus Revolution movie in the box office with Kelsey Grammer, and she's also on The Chosen.
Nice.
So, yeah, so we got an interview with her coming up March 2nd, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So,
I don't know. I had a thought, but keep going because you sound like you got another one.
Yeah, so that's good. That's gonna be a lot of fun to have, sit down and talk to her. And then I'm actually trying to get with the director. His name's Dallas Jenkins, and see if we can get him on the show. I'd love to introduce them to Ashley, because remember in the Double Live, somebody asked her about playing a Bible character.
All right. Yep.
Yeah. So that's like kind of one of her dreams, is to be on a show like that. So it'd be cool to be able to get with Dallas and kind of hook them up and maybe get her over on The Chosen, if that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of just new things, I'm always watching new movies and shit.
Right.
So Terrifier 2 for like a low budget horror movie obviously set the world on fire. So
Right.
there's a trend of like,
Right.
horror movies, blah 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 blah. So I keep hearing Skinamarink, and it was in theaters. I almost saw it in theaters. People were like, it's different. It's like a creepy thing, oh god, I watched it today. They lost me within like 90 seconds. I was just like, I kept the whole thing on, and like I jumped one time, but it was 90% just washed out grainy images of like 1990s looking toys and TVs and shit. Like it was like this is the best. It was the behind the scenes photos from fucking like Poltergeist. Like that, it wasn't even, it was like someone took the BTS from Poltergeist and was like, all right, yeah, let's make a movie out of this. It's going to be still shots the whole time, but we're just going to loop them with some music. It's going to be great. A couple of ghost jumps, but like legit, now that's the best way I could put it. It was the BTS photos from Poltergeist. That's what that movie was.
So, what was it called again?
Skinamarink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see? I sent you something on IM about Terrifier 3.
You did. Yeah, I mean, they landed. So I kind of hate it. I love it for them. I understand how monumental and big that is for their careers and their work and longevity and things like that. To get someone like that in your circle and in your damn contact list, my goodness, that's that's huge. Right. But I hate it potentially for the movie. I hope that they did what they did without him twice. So with all due respect to him, obviously, that's definitely someone you want in your contact list. So congratulations to them for that. But do they need him? I don't know. Do they need it? Can they get with them and maybe create like a completely different thing? Probably. I like that better.
So I have to look and see. Was there? I'm trying to remember if there was a trailer.
No, not yet. It was just. I think it was just. I looked at it quickly, but I think it's just that, like, basically, he's working with them.
So while you're looking that up too,
Oh no, okay. He's not working on Terrifier 3. All right. He is just developing a project with them.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look close enough when I looked. So the other big news, man. What's more alarming to you? 4 or 5 train derailments, UFO balloons, like now there's UFO balloons, there's UFOs, like there's like 2 different things there, and then we have like all these train derailments. What's going on, man? People are saying we're already at war. People are saying World War III has begun in America.
You know, yeah,
seems
I don't know, Robert Everett just said UFOs. Yeah, I don't know, man. One of the things that's concerning me is the whole derailments.
Yeah, that I mean, yeah, man. That what there's how many of those happen in a year? We've had 4 or 5 in a month.
Right. And I saw yesterday I want to say it was in Pittsburgh, that they found a pipe bomb laying on a track somewhere.
I heard that. Yep.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder. First of all,
a couple months ago, there were at least one, maybe more than one, like power substation or whatever was attacked. So I mean, this is becoming a trend, a pattern here now, with a few different things. Maybe coincidence, I don't know. Very possible, obviously.
Right.
Not. I mean, the derailments, 4 or 5 derailments. That's sketchy as fuck. Especially out of all these derailments, they're all like toxic train, chemical carrying trains. They're not like, oh yeah, well the first one was chemicals. We have another derailment, but it was fucking circus peanuts and toys. Like that's not. It's all been chemicals.
Right. And that right there is what is alarming. Is that first of all, you hardly hear any derailments to begin with, and now we've had several of them, and every one of them has to do with releasing some toxic chemical in the air. You would think if these trains are transporting toxic chemicals, Chris Roberts said, "Have you heard the Russians are coming?"
They might be. I don't know. You got to watch Cross, like that little like red thing behind there, man. He looks a little Soviet right now. All of a sudden, I'm having a little fear. We're getting like propaganda. I'm getting like nervous. We're fear mongering ourselves right now about the Russians coming to get us.
Wow. So just yeah, kidding. But you would think that if they're transporting this toxic chemicals. And there's so many derailments that, they would have some kind of security now with these trains. So it just kind of makes you wonder what's actually going on, because, we just came out of a pandemic, first of all.
Right.
And we just came out of a pandemic. And, my belief is that COVID was man-made, So, people could argue about whatever.
If it wasn't man-made, we would have how come all these other things haven't already happened? Like the Black Plague, yeah, that makes sense because hygiene standards, things like that, medicines and things like that weren't readily available. So of course the Black Plague, a natural thing, we know rats cause it and everything like that, or transported it at least. So the Black Plague, yeah, that makes sense given the time, the environment, circumstances that did what it did.
Right.
With all of the other advancements, why all of a sudden? And I mean, there's been Ebola and shit like that, but in third world countries who have similar circumstances to how the Black Plague thrived, there's still countries that are probably even worse off than the places that the Black Plague thrived in. So it's just it doesn't make sense.
Right. And so when I look at these derailments with these toxic chemicals, it makes you wonder if they're trying to set up for another pandemic. You know what I mean? Because who knows what they're releasing? Who knows what these toxic chemicals are?
Yeah, I mean, there's just, and it's it's not fun, because if any of this went south, then we really are talking about major global conflict impact type things like that, of course. But at the same time, when you couple all these things together, like we said, the spy balloon, the substations, now 4 or 5 train derailments, the pipe bomb thing, UFOs, all of a sudden they're like, oh no, yeah, there's definitely aliens. Yesterday there was a thing coming out about how the Russians came across some like underwater subspecies or humanoid species back in the day. Like, so when these things are happening, there's usually something going on behind the scenes. We know that. Like
Right.
they don't just all of a sudden, aliens is like their one of their biggest cards up their sleeve to play to a distract us or b like at this point it's common knowledge that there's aliens. I don't think anyone is just like no way. Like most people aren't. I don't, I don't know. It's a lot of sketchy shit. Apparently, this is a thing. I'm just gonna get predator strike right now. That apparently there's something going on with the Epstein Island stuff this weekend or this week, and apparently people are saying that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely suspect.
Yeah, I mean, if I get suicided, I didn't do it. Well, I did do it, but someone made me do it. That's the same thing with Epstein. He did kill himself. Someone just made him. Duh.
So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just the world we live in, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the craziest part about it is in like a week, it'll all just go away and we'll forget all about it and nothing will have come from it. Well, whatever, it'll have just been a coincidence or something will have happened, but we'll have like no idea really. That's usually what happens.
Well, whenever there's a distraction like that, there's always something that they're trying to distract you from. Like there's something else going on while they're throwing distractions out. And so it kind of makes you wonder what else is happening.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure something.
So, and when stuff like this comes in and then it goes away so quickly, then you know that it was just set up for as a distraction. That's exactly what it was for. So, I don't know. It's it's hard to say. Yeah, and it's funny too because it always seems to come up at this around the same time that there's an election.
Yeah, I mean, so like every once in a while we get to a point where like a couple times a day I just Google breaking news because I'm just waiting for something to happen. We're like back at that point right now. We're like a couple times a day. I'm like, all right, let's Google breaking news. Let's see what the fuck happened. And then it'll calm down. I'll forget, and then I'll be like, all right, we got to start Googling breaking news every so often again. You see what the fuck's going on.
Right. So, man, but I don't know. Hopefully we're good. Hopefully when I in the process of going to war, with another country. So
I mean, we deserve it. We don't deserve World War III. We probably do. But like, I told someone else the other day. You ever seen the movie The Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves? There was one before that. Then there was one like, so if Keanu Reeves came right now and had to make a judgment on us, whether like kill us or there's enough like left in humanity to spare us. Right. I'm saying within an hour, he's just like, no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. End it. I'm gone. I'm out. Like that. And it would be our own fault. But like he would scroll TikTok for like 30 seconds. He would just be like, no, I can't risk this getting out of this planet. Like, what if these people affect somebody else? Like, we got to eradicate. That's what would happen. And we deserve it.
Wow.
We do. We are like the definition of like, that's just like, just gluttony, everything. We do everything.
Man. So, I don't know, man. Not a big conspiracy theorist, but there's enough going on that makes you wonder. You know what I mean? Yeah. It definitely raises questions.
Absolutely. And that's the thing is like when we don't get information, what choice do we have but to come up with like conspiracy theories? So, there's what else can we do other than let our minds try to figure it out? Because they're not going to be like, hey guys, this is really what happened.
Yeah, they're never going to tell the truth. So, well, man, I didn't know we were going to get that deep into it. Never know what we're going to talk about on this show.
It's current events, man. What's going on right now,
Right. Oh, Super Bowl. We missed talking about the Super Bowl. So I
Yeah.
wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you about the Super Bowl. So the that penalty at the end, where where they called Philly for holding or pulling the jersey. What do you think about that call?
Yeah, I mean, Bradbury said he did it, first of all. Second of all, he did do it. Third of all, almost every single game, maybe not baseball as much because it's harder to do this, but like definitely the NBA and NFL in these big games, like a game 7, for example, in the NBA, they let them play for, I don't know, let's see, like 3.5 quarters, and then towards the end, they lock it down if the game is close. Happens almost in every major championship, that style of reffing, it seems to me, lately. Um, Eagles were up by like what, 10 or 14 points. That hold the lead, and you don't have to worry about that play. And that's always, in my mind, it's always a moral of the story. Hold the lead, and you don't have to worry about that bad call at the end. So that's really all there is to it. And the Eagles know that. The Eagles can complain about that call, but they know they gave up a double-digit lead to, in the Super Bowl. So that's,
Right.
don't let that be a factor. Everybody knows that.
And that was the other thing too. I was going to ask you. So right before halftime, um, Patrick Mahomes got hit, and they rolled up on his leg, and he walked off there. He was in pain. I mean, that was clearly in obvious pain.
No, yeah, I said someone. I was like, "Oh, you." They were an Eagles fan. I was like, "Yeah, you probably just won the Super Bowl." I was like, "You just won. Mahomes is out." I thought
right. And then he comes out of halftime and scores on every single possession. What would you think about that?
I mean, they have so many different things they could have given him. There's 10 million different things, different options they could have done. Do I think they necessarily did anything illegal? I don't think they did the major. Maybe they did something questionable. I don't know. I don't think they gave him like an illegal substance. He probably got drug tested after that, I would think. Maybe not, because you can't come out, even if he got drug tested and he tested positive, they definitely can't come out and be like, oh yeah, you know what, actually Patrick Mahomes was high as fuck on steroids the second half of the Super Bowl. That's not gonna look good for anybody. So but yeah, I mean, I'm sure they shot him up with something. They probably gave him a handful of pills, gave him injections if they could, probably put icy on it. They probably put duct tape on it, super glue, hot glue. Like, they did everything they could to get that man to be able to play the second half.
Yeah. And my son said it, Jim. My son said that there was like talk that somebody gave him some, like a substance to come back out. But I was like, you know what? I bet that happens more often than people think in a game. These guys get injured, they go back to the back. Who knows what they're giving.
I'm sure there's guys getting cortisone shots at halftime all over the place.
Right.
Cortisone, Toradol, whatever they're using for that type of thing these days. It happens all the time, I'm sure. There's guys who use steroids who are probably taking them at halftime or in between innings also. That's all happening.
So
it was the 80s. I would say they're doing coke too, but I don't think that's really happening like it used to. Apparently, at least if you're on the Mets in the 80s, you're toying with that white girl. Holla at Darryl Strawberry, Dwight Gooden.
And then they did say something about possibly doing the drug test afterwards because of his performance in the second the second half. Because the second half he was like every possession he killed it. But I agree with you. It's unlikely that they did, because if something came out, it would tarnish the Super Bowl.
For sure. I mean, it's like the whole Tom Brady Deflategate thing. Like, I don't think anything like that's coming from this. Like, I don't think there's going to be any big issue or anything from. And the person who said he got a substance, like, one person reported that. Nobody else reported that. Some reporter from Boston is the only person who tweeted that at all whatsoever initially. Then it was gone, and people already caught it and were running with it. But nobody else reported that he took a substance or was in any sort of investigation or circumstance for any sort of substance thing other than one dude. So, I mean, and he was from Boston. What the fuck do they know? Fucking Boston.
So, Well, I mean, so we got a champion. You know, being a
Told you
guy
to be
with
the Chiefs. Told you.
yeah,
I called that.
yeah, you did call it too. So, and you said too, it was going to be the quiet team, the team that was I would say underestimated, throughout the season. And so yeah,
People are getting on Travis Kelce of the Chiefs because he keeps saying like, "Oh, we were the underdogs and no one gave us a chance to make the playoffs." And like, while I admit they were slept on and they had one of those seasons where they were underrated, like they were dominating, they were doing it quietly because Joe Burrow, things like that, new kid on the block, like that's always Patrick Mahomes, your old news already, basically already. That's how life works now, but they were definitely not like a victim as Travis Kelce's going around like no one gave us a chance. Like
right.
looking Patrick Mahomes, you always had a chance. At least that's how I feel about Patrick Mahomes. I think look at the second half. Obviously, if you have Patrick Mahomes and some good drugs, you always have a chance. Just kidding, Pat.
Which is funny too because um, Kelsey wasn't the only one that was saying that they were that they were the underdogs because Patrick Mahomes, his girlfriend or his wife, said the same thing, and she was saying that people should apologize, that the fans should apologize for not believing in the Chiefs enough to for them to win the Super Bowl. So I thought that was kind of funny.
She's a nut. God, poor Patrick. That's gonna end badly potentially. Hopefully not. Think about it. That dude's been in the league for like maybe 6 years or something crazy already like that. But like we probably got him for another 5 to 10 years. We're gonna see that whole thing play out, or a good chunk of that relationship play out. So we'll see what happens there.
Hopefully it doesn't play out the same as Tom Brady and his whole situation. So.
Oh, I think Patrick Mahomes would be lucky if his played out the way Tom Brady's did. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to go out fiery.
You think so?
Yeah, his woman's crazy. Giselle's a supermodel. She's also a star. It's like no sweat off her back. But nah, Patrick Mahomes girl's going to go wild. She's going to take him for everything. I hope he hollered, "I want a prenup." Hope he was smart. Oh, I don't know if he's married, but
yeah, I think he's just his girlfriend. I don't think wife.
But they might be engaged. Let's see. Patrick Mahomes. People started to really hate her, but now they hate his brother more, so she gets a little bit of a pass. Yeah, he is married.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
So they are married. Okay, so I don't know.
Poor guy. Well, not poor guy, but she just is a pain in the ass, and I guarantee it's a problem.
Man. So I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't turn out the whole the way the whole Tom Brady thing did. So how much longer do you think that with Patrick playing injured, how much longer do you think he has in the league?
It's really crazy. He's been playing for 6 years already. It doesn't seem like that long. I mean, shit, man, NFL quarterback. He could have one game left if he gets hit the right way. You just really never know. If he stays, I mean, he has a high ankle sprain. I don't think that's something realistically that's going to affect him long term. I think a couple weeks rest. He's young. That's going to be not an issue for him. I don't know. Shit, he already has 2 Super Bowls. If he wins a couple more and then goes on a losing streak, he might call it a career while he still has his brain intact. Things like that. Like I think more guys are thinking about things like that than they used to, especially after you get some Super Bowl wins. He got a nice, sizable contract already. He's already set for life money wise. So like, maybe if he realistically thinks he can win another Super Bowl or 2, set a record or 2, he'll stick around. But like if things start going downhill, man, you might as well get out of there while you still got things intact, especially the money they're giving fucking Tom Brady, 10 years, $375 million to go talk at Fox. Patrick Mahomes in 5 or 6 years, by the time he's ready to retire, it's going to be 10 years, $500 million, $600 million to go talk at Fox. So that Tom Brady made more than his career salary already. And that 10-year deal is worth more than he made in 20 in the NFL. That's insane.
Well, not only that, but with just his endorsements, this guy's, because he's everywhere in these endorsements, and that always helps too. So if he does have to step away from football, he already has that. You know,
Yeah, he's getting that State Farm money.
yeah. So, which
People are
is
saying the Super Bowl's rigged because the State Farm spokesman won the Super Bowl in State Farm Stadium.
yeah. That's what I was just about to say. Is that's another reason people think that that the game was rigged. So, and I'm starting to hear that more often. I mean, I know
the the fabric of the world starting to erode, man. I'm telling you. People are losing their minds. Like everyone's just like, nope, everything's rigged, everything's faked. Like we are heading towards like that dystopian shit. Like we are. It's not gonna happen in like a year. Like this is I mean, I don't know the way we're fucking going right now, it might, but like, yeah, man, we're falling apart. We are falling apart.
so, and that's the thing too. Is used to be
Pink hair Mohawks are coming. It's gonna be on everybody. It's gonna get real weird out here soon.
With the with basketball and baseball, you could get away with not basketball and football. You get away with a lot because of the media was so limited with the play calling and stuff like. But now with technology the way it is, where people can freeze frame and replay and and catch all these plays. I mean, you could go to TikTok and see a ton of videos of people showing that the game, they think the game's rigged and why they think it's rigged, because you can freeze frame a play and literally say, this is, make a story out of it. If somebody wasn't covering a man, or the other thing too that bothers me, and I think that won't as long as humans are referees, and humans are corrupt, as far as referees, because the referees can also bet on games. I think it's always going to be, that question whether or not these games are being played fairly.
Yeah, I mean, we know how integrity works, and if like take any place of employment, no place has 100% integrity across its
Right.
work staff. So obviously some of these guys are doing things, some of it for money, some of it just out of like, oh god, I fucking hate this player, I'm not calling fouls on him, like he pissed me off, like
Right.
all sorts of things go into it. So yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you this then. So AI is becoming such a huge tool in technology. If they started having AI referees, do you think that hurts the game in the long run?
Oh man, I think it hurts the people. I think it hurts people making money, refereeing games. But I think it'll probably help. Like if you can take error, the human error aspect out of officiating, why wouldn't you?
Right. The only thing that I think about, because I think that AI would call the games fairly, so whatever, if a foul is a foul, an AI is not going to have feelings. So,
I mean,
tell you
what we know about AI 6-8 months, a year, couple years into AI officiating, all we know, AI developed the urge to gamble, and they've been fucking gambling under the radar this whole time because it's AI, and apparently that's what it does. It figures shit out for itself,
right?
which is crazy.
So that's another thing too. So I was reading an article about.
Oh man, what if the train derailments are AI? Oh, that's cool. That would be cool. That wouldn't be cool, but that would be cool.
AI, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. But
no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. That's crazy.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. So, anyways, but with this whole AI stuff coming out, like first of all, with the game, it would call the games fairly, but I would think that it would slow the process of the game down because they'll start calling fouls so quickly. You know what I mean? So like almost every play would probably be potentially, have to be called because somebody did something.
Yeah, I mean, so like for example, like take a game like Madden, a video game like Madden, where like you can obviously purposely commit a foul, a penalty, or it's like an algorithm, statistical thing that the occurrences on like the NPC type players, the computer control players. So there would have to be like, obviously you can't have something like that in real life. You can't just have it
Right.
adding in fouls, but like there would have to be some sort of margin of the amount of odds for people way smarter than me and you, man.
Right.
Way
So,
smarter. Some guy at MIT is going to make a lot of money off that.
yeah.
Good for you, buddy. Jackass.
So yeah, the other thing too with AI is that there's this new AI. I'm trying to remember what the name was called. I think it's Google is the one who's got it. It's some app that you could use as an AI app, and apparently the AI app is starting to the AI person or whatever it is that's on it is starting to gain its own personality.
Yeah,
And they said that is actually becoming racist.
I did hear that. Like, just I don't want to live in a world where I gotta like argue with like my banking app because it developed a personality. Where like I wake up, I go check my account, my banking app's talking shit to me for some reason. Like, I don't want to live in that world, man. Like, I'm good on that. We got to be careful with this AI shit. Craziest thing about it too is like, we had the movies for years where AI became sentient and took over, and here we are just like, no, yeah, that's definitely going to happen if we create AI, and we're just creating AI and robots and shit like that. And we're like, nope, it's almost inevitable that AI will gain its own mind and want to act on its own and be on its own and do its own. And we're just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, it's AI, let's do it, let's get it. So like, whatever, what are we going to do?
Yeah. So it's scary. It's scary how our technology is developing, but I mean it's developing to the point that's actually think about that. It's actually gaining its own personality.
Yeah.
And then the thing is,
Look, most people haven't even figured out how to gain a personality yet,
right? But not only that, but you're talking about technology that's supposed to be superior to the human race, supposedly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're talking about technology supposed to be superior to the human race, but then you start hearing that it's when it gains its own personality, it's going back to becoming racist, and what at point of that, it's like it's going backwards in history, and the stuff that we've had to learn as humans is bad. You know what I mean? Now you got the technology.
Like, why? Who was the AI racist against? It was like who was the racist against?
It was like
if it was a specific demographic, it's just like whoever fucking programmed that thing, like, what the fuck, man? How are you so racist that like it seeped into the AI? And if it just completely naturally just developed racist tendencies on its own, we're really fucked, man. Like we are terrible if like even a computer component that we create, we just is automatically just like, oh yeah, fuck this group of people. Like we're yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Apparently
that's
logical apple doesn't fall far from the freaking societal tree either. Jesus, what is happening?
Right. So, I mean, then if you think about it, are we really any better off with it?
No, absolutely not. What is AI going to do? I mean, like if it makes sense in certain places, like, okay, right now, like during 2020, for example, and after 2020, there's a lot of people who didn't want to get back to work.
Right.
Fuck you guys, make AI for them first. Like any of the industries that really had a hard time hiring people back, okay, yeah, they need AI. That's nature of business. That's how life works.
Right. So yeah, I mean, but to take over, like I can see you being useful in sports. You know what I mean? I'd see it being useful where you in areas where you have to take the human emotion out of things.
Right.
You know, I think that that it can become extremely helpful there. Even like in maybe traumatic, stressful moments, like maybe a 911 dispatcher, having something that's like an AI, talking to somebody, talking them through like a traumatic event. I can see it, there, but we're starting to put it in everything. You know what I mean?
Obviously the entertainment and art industries don't love it because you can now like plug and play art, but like we know it's AI art. It's not the same. It's not as good. It all looks like fucking, or not all, but like so much of it looks like it was made by like Lisa Frank or whatever that fucking shit was back in the day. Like it looks corny. We know it's not, we know it's not actual art. We know it's artificial.
And speaking of that, I have friends who are photographers.
Lisa Frank binders?
Do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you have a lot of Lisa Frank binders.
Oh no, I have a lot of I have some friends that are photographers, and they hate the whole AI in photography. You know what I mean? They think that it ruins the artistic value.
What if in like a year you can just call a company, hire a photographer, and they just send like an AI drone? The drone drives to your like site where you need the pictures on its own, takes the pictures, drives back, gets the SD card, just uploads them, like things like that.
So yeah, I mean, and the thing is it's possible, it's possible to do. And so for us, with the Please Body Cam, we're anticipating on using the AI and machine learning software in our camera. So I mean, the technology is very useful, and we have some other things that we're in the process of creating too. That's going to use the same.
Honestly, I think we could use like, and I mean this like, I actually mean this seriously. We could use like a good alien or AI like uprising, just like unify us as a people, give us that little like common enemy thing, make us all like, all right, well, maybe we don't hate each other as much as we hate our new fucking AI overlords. We got to band together, take it out, like the movie Independence Day at the end. Like, I just imagine Joe Biden trying to give that speech, but that's a different story. But we could use a good alien invasion. I firmly believe that society needs something like that to happen right now. I really think it would help if we win. If we lose, sorry guys, fuck. But either way, we could use it. It'll unite us.
So I see a film coming like that. Like a new movie.
We need it. It'll probably happen. All these alien sightings, oh god, the low budget people are probably conjuring up train derailment movies as we speak.
Right. So, everything. Well, I see another like an iRobot movie coming out again. Like,
iRobot is a phenomenal movie. If that is how it happens, those robots were cool looking.
Right. That's the way you want to go out.
As long as it's cool looking, I guess, whatever.
So, man. So, I don't know, man. It's a lot to think about, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable. It's gonna, AI is seeping into everything right now. So, we'll see. We'll see. If it ends up being a good thing or a bad thing. So.
You never know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when I'm saying yes, sir, to my computer, getting permission to leave my house.
Man, everything locked down and you can't get out.
I'm gonna have to ask permission to leave the house at certain times.
Wow,
there's gonna be a little robot that comes and gets you if you're not home in time and shit. It's gonna be wild.
Wow. So anyway, So what all do you got that you're working on this week?
Oh man, I'm not even really sure. A little this, a little that. I'm not even 100% sure. To be determined. TBD.
So you're not doing any more filming for a while, or what do you?
No, just a little bit. Take a little break, work on some behind the scenes things.
Cool.
Nothing
So
too
we got
good.
to see. I know that Heather just wrapped up that White Poison. So
Yeah. Oh well, OIF isn't. I forget when that is. Like, I don't remember when the OIF is. So it'll be on like a couple months. We'll be able to see it.
okay, cool. And then how's Joe Payne doing with the?
He's good. He was there on Sunday. He did his OIF film Nefarious the day before with everybody. So yeah, he's good.
What about his film festival that he's got going on?
Oh yeah, Fear Fame Film Festival.
Yeah.
Plugging along. He's. I haven't talked to him about it in a little bit, but he's getting his submissions and it's moving right along as far as I know. I haven't heard that it's gone bad. So
Okay. I know I'm in the process of trying to get some celebrity judges for him.
nice.
So, reaching out to them for him so that we can get some of those submissions to them and they can help them out. But yeah, so that's cool. And then, Robert Everett said you should watch Extinction on Netflix. So we'll have to check that out.
Ask him. Let me get your password, man. Send me your password in the comments.
Yeah, Robert, he said send him your password. Netflix is cutting down on all that now.
I'll trade you Peacock and Paramount Plus for Netflix. I think that's a fair trade. If it was like a package deal.
So, yeah, it's funny. It's funny how Netflix is now starting to jump on board and getting on to people for sharing those passwords, and they're going to end up losing like a ton of customers.
Yeah, I mean we lost the battle by leaps and bounds when we all were like, oh god, oh yep, there we go. All right, technical difficulties. All right. Yeah, we lost like the cable battle by such a fucking long shot. Now our dumbasses are paying for cable, internet, Netflix, Peacock, Hulu, Disney, fucking AMC Plus, Paramount. Like we got smoked. We fucking lost so bad. Now, it's crazy.
Right.
Paramount Plus has seasons 1 through 4 of Yellowstone. Then if you want to watch season 5 of Yellowstone, you have to have Peacock. That right there should just tell you how bad they're screwing us. Like that's
right.
Come on. In what world does that even make sense? One season of this show is on a different service. Like, come on, don't be asshole.
So he said that the movie Extinction is about robots taking over the world. So we'll have to check it out. We'll have to do a movie review on it.
Let's do it. We'll have to see, like, I don't know. It's going to be Amazon Prime robots, so that's the thing. We're forgetting how pivotal Amazon is going to be to the future.
Is it going to be Amazon or Google?
It's going to be both. They're all together.
Right. So, so that's the other thing too. Is we got another movie we got to watch. We got Voorhees, Night of the Beast, and Masquerade that we both got to watch. And then we're going to have Olivia Disney and the cast and crew from Voorhees on the show while we do our review and then talk to them about that. So that should be coming up pretty soon. I would think maybe in the next week or so. We're trying to get that set up. So we got to watch those two movies. Both of them are on Tubi. So
all right, that's easy.
And that's an assignment too for all of the our community that watches the show. They have to be able to go in. I think they're both on Tubi. It's Voorhees, Night of the Beast.
Yeah, someone send me a book report.
And then
someone make a diorama.
And then Masquerade. Just
someone
look
makes
up,
a diorama. Someone makes a diorama of either one of those movies. I'll send them a T-shirt. I need like an old school shoebox diorama though, like nothing too fancy.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you guys check those out, and we're gonna do a movie review on those. We're gonna do so we got to do Extinction, and then I'm waiting for Ashley to get back. Ashley, I told you she's in LA again, so I think she's working on a new project. She can't tell us yet what it is, but we'll figure that, find that out whenever she gets back. But I'm excited for her, so maybe we'll have her back on and see what she's been doing.
All right.
So yeah, we got a lot going on, man. We got a lot coming up. So hopefully we can get, our schedules, together. I know my schedule's been crazy, and I know that yours has been crazy too. So just getting that back on track. I'm glad we got to get back together, man. I missed it.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good time.
So cool. All right, man. So we have our homework assignments, so we'll work on those. And then other than that, I think that's it, man.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Cool. So all right, guys. Thank you guys so much, man, for joining us. We had a blast, man. Glad to see everybody back. And so go watch Extinction, watch Voorhees, Night of the Living Dead, and then Masquerade. So, and check out, if you guys get a chance, check out the interview I did with Olivia Disney. I mean, she is such an awesome person too. You're gonna love her when you meet her pro. A super awesome person. So, anyways, until next time, guys, remember, you're uniquely designed with purpose, and always keep moving forward. Peace.
Peace.